Best Western made booking our family beach vacation a breeze, and it felt a little like... Time to go. Okay, kids, back in the room.
You gotta come on, guys. This has to be like...
Good night. Life's a trip. Make the most of it at Best Western.
Hello, and welcome back to the Curious Kid Podcast. This week, we are going to tackle a brand new topic. It's me and Olivia getting curious once again. Olivia, tell everybody what we are curious about this week.
Rainbows.
Rainbows. That's right, this week we are curious about rainbows. Once again, we are going to start this episode off with a question that we will answer at the end of the episode. This week's podcast question is it possible to touch a rainbow?
Best Western made booking our family beach vacation a breeze, and it felt a little like... Time to go. Okay, kids, back in the room.
You gotta come on, guys. This has to be like...
Good night. Life's a trip. Make the most of it at Best Western.
Okay, so let's get started. What is a rainbow? Well, a rainbow is an arc of color that is formed when light shines through water. For those of you not familiar with what shape an arc is, the rainbow looks like a letter in the alphabet turned upside down. Olivia, do you want to take a guess what upside down letter a rainbow looks like?
Sure.
What letter does a rainbow look like upside down?
A U.
That's right. It looks exactly like an upside down U. And do you wonder how rainbows are made?
Yes.
Okay, let's see here. Rainbows are made when light reflects off water, like your image is reflected in a mirror. When it rains, water droplets remain in the air, and the sun is able to shine through the water droplets and reflect light from the droplets, causing a beautiful arc of color called a rainbow. A rainbow is also believed to have 7 colors in it. These colors were identified by Sir Isaac Newton about 350 years ago. Olivia, do you know what the 7 colors of the rainbow are?
Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet.
Great job, Olivia. The colors of the rainbow are red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. And there's an easy way to remember that. The way to remember it is through what's called an acronym. An acronym just means it's a word made up of letters, and each of the letters stands for its own word, and it helps you remember a group of words. So, what is the acronym we use to remember the colors of the rainbow, Olivia?
Roy G. Biv.
That's right. So if you can remember the name Roy G. Biv, it sounds like a boy's name, then you can remember all the colors of the rainbow. Because all the letters in the word Roy G. Biv represent one of the colors of the rainbow. So Olivia, what does the letter R represent?
Red.
And how about the letter O?
Orange.
Y?
Yellow.
G?
Green.
B?
Blue.
I?
Indigo.
And V.
Violet.
Perfect. And you know what? Daddy's not very good with colors. I know the color red, I know the color orange, yellow, green, and blue. But I'm not very familiar with the colors indigo and violet. Olivia, do you have any idea what the colors indigo and violet look like?
Indigo looks like dark blue, and violet looks like purple.
That's very, very true. So indigo is a very dark blue, and violet is often referred to a color that's somewhere in between blue and purple. And sometimes the colors blue, indigo, and violet, which are the last three colors in a rainbow, are so close to each other and look so similar that sometimes when people look at a rainbow, they look at those colors and it just looks like one blue color instead of three distinct colors. Olivia, do you have any idea which color is on the outside or the top of the rainbow?
Red.
That's right. So the outside color, or the color on top, is red. And as you work your way inside the rainbow, they go red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet when you get into the middle. In a primary rainbow, red is on the outside and violet is on the very inside. If you're really lucky, you may be able to see what's called a secondary rainbow, which would be another rainbow over the first rainbow. And if you see a secondary rainbow, the colors are actually going to be reversed, so that the red is going to be on the inside and the violet is going to be on the outside. But usually when people see rainbows, they just see one rainbow and the red is on the outside and all the colors work their way in. You also don't really need rain to see a rainbow. I know it's called a rainbow, so a lot of people think you need rain to see a rainbow. Rainbows can actually form when light from the sun shines through any water droplets, including mist or fog. In fact, rainbows are often seen in waterfalls. Okay, so let's circle back to the question from the beginning of the episode and see if everyone knows the correct answer. Is it possible to touch a rainbow? What do you think, Olivia?
No.
Okay, well, you're absolutely right. A rainbow is just a reflection of light, so it can't be touched. The same way you can't touch light, you can't touch a rainbow. In fact, what makes rainbows so unique is that two people can never see the same rainbow. In other words, let's say it was raining outside, and the rain was ending, and the sun came out. I look off in the distance and see a magnificent rainbow, with Olivia standing at one end of the rainbow. If Olivia looked up, she wouldn't be able to see the same rainbow that I see. She might be able to look off in the distance and see her own rainbow, but she won't be able to see my rainbow. So please don't try to walk towards a rainbow because you can't touch it. You will never be able to touch a rainbow that you can see. That's kind of sad, but guess what? If you ever want the magic of making a rainbow, you can bring a rainbow into your very own house, and here's how to do it. All you need is 3 things. You need a glass of water, you need white paper, and you need sunlight coming through the windows. Once you have everything you need, this is all you have to do. You take the glass of water and the piece of white paper to a part of the house where you have direct sunlight coming through a window. If you hold the glass of water above the paper and watch the sunlight pass through the glass of water, you'll be able to see a rainbow form on the sheet of white paper. And you can move the paper around and see different reflections, and the colors will move around as you move the paper around. It's a really great activity for making a rainbow in your very own house. So that does it for podcast number 2, Curious About Rainbows. Olivia, do you want to say bye-bye to everyone?
Bye, guys. I hope you like podcast number 2.
Great job, Olivia. That podcast sure was a lot of fun. We got curious about rainbows and we learned so much today. Don't forget that we have an email address, so please reach out and let us know what you think about our podcast, or give us some things you are curious about, and maybe we will discuss them in a future episode. Reach out to us at curiouskidpodcast@gmail.com. We love reading your emails. Don't forget to give us your first name, age, and hometown so we can thank you if we read your email in a later podcast. Thanks so much for listening and getting curious with us.
Best Western made booking our family beach vacation a breeze, and it felt a little like... Time to go. Okay, kids, back in the room.
You gotta
Good night. Life's a trip. Make the most of it at Best Western.
Hey, scientists, how critical is pure water to you? In this new podcast, Lab Water Stories Unfiltered, we at Millipore Sigma look closer at this often overlooked lab essential. Tune in as experts drop tips and insights not found in textbooks, taken from their work with MilliQ Lab Water Solutions. Lab Water Stories Unfiltered. Find it wherever you get your podcasts. Millipore Sigma is the U.S. and Canada life science business of Merck KGaA, Darmstadt, Germany.